Hey everyone, it's Natalie and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to talk about the essence of Scorpio. So the essence of Scorpio is alchemy or the process of alchemy. So I want to talk about what alchemy actually is. I kind of talk about the history of alchemy. And I haven't mentioned this for any of my other videos, but I'm going to include my sources in the description so you can read what I've read and where I've gathered all of my information from for all of these videos. And I have notes here, so that's what I'm going to be looking at. So, alchemy, there's a lot of mystery to it. Basically, what alchemy is it's the process of turning substances into other substances, which for alchemists, it's turning metal into gold. Like, it's turning certain metals into gold, particularly lead. It's kind of known as like a spiritual thing because alchemists believed that everything contained a universal spirit, including metals. Metals were said or thought to be of the earth or from the earth. So base metals, which would include lead, they were said to be less spiritually, evolved, like gold metals. So this is why they were usually transformed into gold, because lead, it was seen to be as like the ugliest metal. So it kind of symbolized or represented the darkness of the earth, of life, of humans, and I guess like even the evil of humans. So gold then was the opposite. Gold was considered to be the most perfect metal, especially because it was the most difficult to obtain. Lead wasn't. Lead was just commonly found. So gold then was a symbol of renewal, a symbol of regeneration, because it had been transformed from the lead. So it was kind of seen as like a balance of all four elements, because the metals were said to symbolize the elements: fire, earth, air, water. So gold was then seen as the balance of all four of them. So alchemy then is seen as this, a spiritual process, because alchemists saw the metals as being in different stages of spiritual development or spiritual evolution. So then the process of transforming lead into gold, or transforming other base metals into gold, was symbolic of the human soul and spirit being transformed into something more enlightened. Since gold was seen as like the perfect metal, then for the human spirit and the human soul, it was being transformed into like the perfect version of it, the perfect version of a human spirit and soul. So the reason why the essence of Scorpio is the process of alchemy is because the sign Scorpio encapsulates this entire process, this entire alchemical process, because you have to look at what the symbols of Scorpio are. I'm sure a lot of people know this, but in case you don't, it's really interesting. Scorpio actually has 7 symbols to it. It's typically just known as the scorpion, but that's not the only symbol that it has. The 7 symbols of Scorpio are the spider, the scorpion, the lizard, the serpent, the wolf, the eagle, and lastly the phoenix. So those 7 symbols of Scorpion show the evolution of Scorpios, of the sign Scorpio, because they start at the spider, which is like said to be the lowest form of Scorpio, the least evolved one, and then they rise to the phoenix, where the phoenix embodies all of that, because they burst into flame and die and then are reborn from their own ashes. So even the phoenix symbol itself can represent this process, can represent alchemy, the transformation process of turning something old or something less evolved into something new. Just like the gold metal that is said to symbolize regeneration and renewal. Scorpio is also ruled by Pluto, and Pluto is about that. Pluto causes us to purge things. Pluto causes us to transform. It makes us confront our deepest hidden desires and our fears, because there's things that Pluto shows us that we need to let go, and when we let go of these things, we transform. We literally die and we're reborn again. And this is all done on a very deep psychological, emotional, spiritual level, because Scorpio is a water sign. It's not always done outwardly. That's what Scorpios do all the time. They're always transforming within themselves. And Scorpios are never going to be the same. Granted, no one is going to be the same, you know. Hopefully we're all doing our work and we're all changing, you know, as we feel we need to, and transforming on our own in our own ways. But Scorpios, they embody that transformational process themselves. So because they embody it, they are always undergoing that transformation. They're always digging deep into themselves to find what needs to be let go of, so they can transform out of that. They're always trying to figure themselves out so they can do that, so they can transform, so they can be better, so they can continue to evolve. And that's why being a Scorpio, or having something major in Scorpio, it asks a lot out of you, because you're always going to have to put in this work, because the essence of Scorpio is that it encapsulates that concept, that idea of transformation. So anything in life that you can think of that is about transformation, I mean, you can see this in literature, you can see this in mythology, film, culture, movies, stories, books, you know, like the hero's journey. Or in psychology, you can see it in lifespan development. You can see it as the process of individuation. In tarot, you can see this as the fool's journey. In life, in science and biology, you can see this, I mean, also lifespan development, but you can see it in like metamorphosis. Any kind of process where things dissipate and then they come back. Anything like that. It's just like the phoenix. Just having the phoenix as a symbol alone shows the essence of Scorpio is this transformation. And now the reason I chose alchemy is because, since it is kind of like this secretive, almost like mysterious subject, I just thought that it was fitting for Scorpio, because a lot of this transformation does take place within them. It's not always readily seen. You can sense it in the way that they develop their character and the strength of their character and their self-awareness. But the actual process itself isn't always apparent. You're not always going to see it, because they're not going to let you see it. They're going to show you the result of it. They're going to show you when they've already risen out of the ashes. So that's what the essence of Scorpio is. I hope that you found this video interesting and helpful. I hope you learned something, and thank you for watching. I will see you next time.